this shows that it wasn't in vain.
So I do want to say, Emmy voted themselves out.
Oh my God, did they?
Emmy could have been in the game. Like, Emmy had plenty. If Emmy voted any of the other players, like.
Wait, what was the vote count on that one? I don't remember.
Wasn't that one
It was Emmy left. It was 3 to 1 to 1 or something.
Oh, but I
had the tiebreaker though.
Still, like, but like, I'm like, Emmy, you could have like voted someone else and like, but no, they were like, I don't know. They were so convinced they were. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was very.
I know Rachel somewhere cheering.
Luke took it. I cannot. I'm proud, but I was like, at the same time, I was like, Price needs this win. I don't know. I was just like, damn, like.
Manny fucked me over.
Okay, Price, this is where I think you went wrong. Man, if my partner that I know I'm going to be doubled up with the whole game started taking shit like that, gotta go. I don't care. You got to go.
But my thing is like, I was pretty much dragging Manny to the end. And once I got the final 5, I kind of convinced everybody, keeping me and Manny, you're going to win no matter what. And it wasn't true because I was going to go to final 2 with Manny.
It became true
because at the last second, Manny decided to throw me under the bus to Luke. I was like, Manny, you can't win. There's no way you can win at all. Why are you throwing me under the bus right now?
Manny had a chance. Because what did Manny leave the game with? Negative. What I can't even remember. The game
was 0.
But before that, but I saw Manny's strategy.
I saw Manny's strategy when he started to steal from me.
And I texted Grace and I was like, because if Manny had got that, if Rachel had voted with Manny, Manny's in the game. Like, Manny had it if Rachel had voted with him. Like, that was the pinnacle moment.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
I mean, I texted Grace and I was like, Manny's got it. Like, yeah, this is it. Like, if Rachel votes out Price and Manny retains Price, you had the most I've ever had the entire season at that point.
I know, but that's why I kept like. Throughout the season, I was voting out people who I knew would, at some point, if it came down to it, would trust Manny over me. They gotta go. Amy gotta go. Anybody who
Final 4, it was like if Price had gone Final 4, Manny would have trailed by 40 steps. I think that is doable.
It was 60.
Absolutely, I've done it before.
Even 60. That is doable. Like the final 3
cycles. So what happened with that final 3 was my plan was to get to 30 and drop 0 and convince Luke to drop 25. So when Price went in, my mind went, fuck, what do I do now?
That's what lost.
So I literally had no other plan, but I wasn't gonna
because like I knew like I had the tiebreaker. I was like, if I get safety, I guarantee that I control who goes home. So, like, I guarantee that I'm going to find a 2 with Manny and I win.
I was doing the math in my head.
I know, and that's what I was hoping Luke would just destroy it. But smart you didn't, because if you would have destroyed it, I would have told Bryce to vote you out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I know. Look, okay, I'll say this. I may look ditzy, but I knew, I mean, I did know how intensely the both of you were playing, because I knew at this point both of you were going to say whatever it took to get yourselves off the block. I knew that I had to save myself because no matter who I faced when it came to points, I still had a shot at winning. I just had to keep myself safe. Because I have a question actually though. If I did break immunity and Manny threw me under the bus, Price, would you have voted me out?
For sure. Like there was no point, there was no reason to keep you ever. Like I thought about lying and being like, hey, if you destroy, we could vote out Manny, and like I promise I won't steal. But like I had just fucking got rid of Rachel. I was like, there's no way this man is gonna believe me when I just did Rachel this dirty. So I'm just
no, absolutely. The second you did that to Rachel, I was like, these people are
that was all I needed. That was all I needed to hopefully convince Luke to do whatever I needed.
Rachel's blindside was the worst to watch.
The dirty season. Like I thought the dirtiest move in this game's history was Luke coming out of nowhere and saying it's fluky, and then Fluky going home on
Oh my gosh, I agree.
Listen. Can I say something?
Okay,
After
one thing,
that,
but then
I was just
Price,
okay.
fucking Price comes and tops that dirty move and just fucking for no reason. I don't think you had to vote Rachel there, Price.
No, yeah, he did. Oh, yeah, he did.
No,
I did.
So
I mean, it was a much easier way for me to win with Manny in the game than Rachel. I would have much rather gotten rid of Luke at that point, but Luke had safety.
1 second. Manny, had Rachel voted with you and Price had left and you were behind by negative 50 steps, that's a winnable position for you, right?
Absolutely.
Price would have retained the exact same position. Same step count. It would have been vice versa. I don't think Price had
a winnable position. It's a winnable position, but going with Manny is an easier win.
And that's exactly why I risked my voting for Price, even knowing I knew Rachel might not vote with me. It was because of the fact that even if it came to a tie, Price would pick me over Rachel because it was easier to win.
The only difference is because
that's what sorry.
It was Manny's only option to vote out Price, whereas Price had a more ideal. But I really don't think you had to vote Rachel there. I mean, you could have, whatever. But Fluky, go ahead. What were you saying?
So after the game, I was like, you know what? Luke is playing such a stupid game. Like, why did Luke do that? Like, because I explained this to Rachel, like, over DMs. I'm like, listen, the plan was, Rachel or her duo had to go because of the high steps, in my perspective, for my game. And then Price, I was going to go for you next because the reason why I brought up that Manny was going to go for safety, like at least I thought Manny was going to go for safety until the end. I'm like, okay, let's get rid of Price because at this point, me, Luke, Emmy can benefit from Price having such a negative step count from Manny, right? So that was my game plan. I was like, why would Luke do that? But Luke's the winner, so my bitch ass is shutting up, and well played, you guys. Well played. All right, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Great job.
I'll explain. I can try to explain the flip. I'm not gonna lie. This game, I'm not gonna lie. I try to think very 5 steps ahead. But this game, I was a part of me. I feel bad because I don't want to act like Dom. I don't want to tell Dom oh, my game was shit. But I knew the moves I made were massively risky. The reason I went to take out Fluky at 6 was because I felt comfortable with both the duos when it came to that end game, but I felt like Fluky had a really good shot at playing the middle, which is what I did tell Price, because I knew that Rach and Taisha had both thrown Manny and Price under the bus, and Manny and Price had thrown Rach and Taisha under the bus. I knew no matter what that they were going to be gunning for each other the following round. So I just had to get rid of somebody who A, I knew was going to ride the middle, and B, I could take that spot to play swing vote. So that was the logic.
You played it.
Yeah, that's what ended up.
Unfortunately, I was going to enter phase 2 with getting Price out, but I didn't. You're right. I was playing the middle. I had to play that way because DeMonica fucked me over with those negative step counts. There's no way I'm getting safety up to that point. You know what I'm saying? So good move, Luke. You killed the game. And so did Rachel, Manny, and Price,
Low key, Luke, you just beat, in my opinion, 2 of the most manipulative players in SA history at Final 3.
Very true.
I agree.
So congrats on that. And honestly, I think Price is the best player to play that hasn't won yet. So I think you definitely deserve your win for sure.
Yeah, Price was the orchestrator, Rachel, not me. All right, it was Price.
Okay, but I also knew that Luke would win this. I knew since the beginning.
Oh, I did.
Also, in my season, I literally I just have a good read on people. And when we played together, when you first spoke, I was like, oh, I need to take Luke's points so that Luke can obviously be a target and then leave. The first game we played, and then this game, I was like, oh, Luke is gonna win. I just knew.
And when you said it, I forgot what round it was. You said Luke is really smart and strategic and model his game after Sophia. I was like, oh, they playing a little rough. I was like, oh, but it just I had a winning strategy and I was one step away from getting it. So I was like,
hey, my bad, Price, though. I was trying to win myself too,
I understand.
I didn't mean to bomb you or nothing, but I also wanted,
because when you were telling Luke, you gotta go 25, I was in my head, I was like, how is this gonna help Manny win the game? I was like trying to think like, what is Manny trying to accomplish with this? Because I couldn't see.
The only thing I doubt it would have happened, but the only possibility I would have had is that you win it, destroy it, and me and Luke vote you out. Because he'd be down 50, I'd get plus up by 10, so I would be up higher than he would be.
True.
That would have been my other than me going into safety myself and dropping 0 and him. Yeah, other than that, that was my only option.
Yeah, I see that. I do see that. I mean, I would have never destroyed safety because
obviously, but it was the only option I had, so I had to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll say like, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to like discredit my game, but I'm also just more shocked and awed that I beat people who are just like, in my opinion, so much more deeper in the community and way more ahead strategically. Because like, obviously I have not been involved a lot, but I've been around a little bit to know like, clearly I was, and the way that we're talking about the cast, I was like, clearly I'm playing with people who have very established legacies and are very big players within this community or within SA. So like, I was just like, I think I'm just shocked that I won it all, especially when I was at the end with like Price, Manny, and Rach. And also Taisha, I was like, how the fuck am I going to beat any of these people like from a strategic level? Because everyone was so intelligent and well-spoken and like they just knew how to manipulate and flip shit. And my strategy, I feel bad. I don't want to let Dominic down. Dominic, I hope you're not disappointed. I feel like I just beat
I'm proud. Luke, I've got to say, I don't think anyone looks at that Final Four and sees Price, Manny, Rachel, and 100% with their whole heart says Luke's got it in the bag. I was in shock. Because Rachel, like hands down, one of the best players to hit SA Revival, was like killing it, just picked up the strategy so fast and ran with it. And then Price and Manny are just seasoned vets to this game.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what shocks me.
Coming from first boot to this, like
when I saw Luke, I didn't even know you were playing. When I saw you were playing, I was like, oh crap.
No, here's my thing. I didn't want to come in though and be like, I'm immediately gunning for them because they voted me out. Yeah. Because in my opinion,
I wanted you to say that too. Like that's what I was asking that first round. I wanted one of you or Mitch to say that so I could like vote the other one out and keep a target on the person who stayed, because I was going to work with Rachel and Taisha no matter what.
That's what honestly, I thought was going to happen, but no one started it.
Nobody said it.
Hey, no Price told me to vote you at that one round. That's why I voted for you.
I'm not going to lie.
I had to keep the targets out there.
I wouldn't have voted for you if Price told me any other name, but for some reason he told me you. So I was like, all right, whatever.
I was waiting. I was like, wait, because we've been in the alliance before, I think us three in the other game. So I was like, what is happening?
And so like the round.
And then when you told Luke, like, oh, how about I not take from you, you don't take from me, and then you took, I was like, yo, Price is so different this game.
I tried to be nice, by the way. I tried to be nice, even though I still would have won it.
I was
trying to fuck me.
Grayson will be here soon to take over, but I gotta go to bed, guys. So
yeah, Grayson better get in here.
Thank you, Dominic.
Price's host.
Oh my gosh, Grayson is coming.
Dominic, what happened to the Mafia duo? We should have just ran this game.
I should have played. Yeah, hell no.
Dominic, what was it all about?
Dominic,
these duos together.
At one point, I felt like I was carrying Manny like dead weight, but then once he came up with the strategy to start stealing from me, I was like, "Oh wait, nah, this shit."
Yeah, right. I seen your ass. I was like, "No," I was like, "I'm not gonna play this game with you."
Wait, so why were y'all doing that?
I was literally like,
"Why was I doing that?"
Yeah, like why were you stealing from each other?
So my strategy was Price and I. We usually don't work together, but like y'all were kind of making us work together this round. For me, it was. So when he was telling me to vote people, I was voting for them and they were the wrong votes. Then I started to realize that Price was telling me the wrong name. So I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to screw you over to make sure you can't vote me out by stealing steps from you and downing you as well.
And so like, low-key kind of helped.
I kind of forced Price to work with me at that point.
Yeah,
because I would have just kept stealing and taking him down.
I would like nobody was ever stealing from Manny because Manny was so negative. But every time Manny stole from me, I stole from somebody else, and they still didn't steal from me. So we were kind of like just adding steps slowly as we kept going. We were like sharing them. So like Manny would steal from me, and I would steal from somebody else. Because because I had allies. But if Manny stole from one of y'all, I feel like y'all would have went back and stole from Manny easily. But people weren't really coming to steal from me. That's what I thought about when he started stealing from me. I was like, you know what? It's okay. I feel like
at first it was a safety precaution because I
at first
I was like, hold on.
Me, I was like, okay, there's no way I can vote him out now. Like, there's no way I can do it. And like at one point I was like, dang, I should have just got rid of Manny fucking first.
That's what you said in 2K too.
Yeah, because like after fucking like round 2, you had like negative 150. I was like, bro, like what am I gonna do with this?
Hell yeah. If Ryan Robinson was here, he'd be so disappointed.
You were right there though. Like if you could have convinced Rachel to vote with you, I feel like you could have still.
Yeah, if he spoke for like another minute,
I had my options and I realized them, but it just.
I knew he was convincing you. That's why I started to come out with all the stuff out the woodworks. I came out with everything. I ain't stealing from you, like everything.
He was close, yeah. Because I never hated Manny because I never worked with him. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the stuff DeMonica is saying, it was just interesting.
DeMonica is.
That was certainly an awkward position for me.
I was nervous when I saw DeMonica on the cast because,
like, me too. I was like, "Oh shit!" Here we go again.
She was on me and Manny. Damn, I was like, "Not this." I'm gonna be fighting.
When we played 2K, and like she tried to say I snaked her. I mean, I guess I kind of did, but I didn't. But like, my alliance wanted to vote her out, and I said I wasn't doing it, so I wasn't gonna vote her. And then she went into a group chat and started saying, "Vote for Manny, vote for Manny." They said, "Fuck, I'm voting you out. I'm voting you out then." What? Funny. So then she got voted out and was mad about that. But
and I didn't understand why she kept calling me a snake because she came for me in 2K. Manny.
She did go for you in 2K.
Her and Manny. I was like, wow.
So that's why I was open to the price versus vote idea that Rachel and Manny were referencing. I honestly don't recall throwing Price's name like that. Like,
honestly, you probably didn't, but it was
easy. But I said, I think I said exactly, hey Manny, how do you feel about, because we were Price, we were all a 5-person, and I was already committed to voting Mitchell. However, knowing you, I know how good you are. We were, and Rachel and Manny can clarify, and Jake, we were all like, hey, we all have a duo. Mine's safe.
So right? Who was the one that betrayed the vote? So who was the one? I knew it, you little rat. I knew it.
It worked out.
I said it was fluky. It had to have been because
there was no way. But it was Jake voted Emmy. Like after Jake voted Emmy was like, "Oh, Jake can go." I was like, "Bet."
Emmy and I talked before the game, and we were both like, "We're gonna be chaotic." And so I was literally just being chaotic about it. I was like, "I'm gonna do it because
I needed you."
Yeah. I knew you and Jake were gonna be like tight. So I was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh, Jake is next."
Jake threw a season to me. I respect Jake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if Manny gave me the green light for Price, it would have been interesting. I don't know.
I did. I said vote him out.
Oh well, shit.
I don't feel like Rachel would have voted me out that first.
No. So it would have been.
I said I don't give a shit as long as it ain't me. Shit, vote Price out. Shit.
Oh wait, I see you, Luke. I see you.
Ice cream.
He's got to get his victory ice cream in.
No, Luke, you have no idea how pissed off I was afterwards. I was like fucking.
I was pissed.
No.
It was a good season.
That was a lot of
fun.
When
I literally orchestrated every vote out, like every single one. There was not a person that went home that I didn't vote for.
Oh wow!
Wait, Price, you voted me out?
Okay, except for that one. I forgot about
on
that
his birthday.
Wow, fuck you, Price, shithead.
That was the only one, and I was.
No. See how many votes I got.
It was crazy. That I knew, and I always forget her name. Rachel, what's your duo's name? Her buying that tiebreaker. So the reason why I was pacing left and right in the room because I knew she had the tiebreaker. I'm like, fuck.
I knew too. Like that's why I was trying to like find any way to like convince her or Luke not to do that.
This revival season.
She's a good player. She
played it. Did she first? No, here's my question.
She timed every time she got it.
All right, the legends here.
Wait,
the legend himself.
One question, Rachel.
Gibson.
Did she foresee that happening?
Grayson!
Yeah, she did. Luke, yeah.
Yeah.
Grayson Gibson. Hello.
Talk about it.
Hey, what's up? I have to say, this is probably the best season that I've seen of the revival era. Like, hands down, you all ate. Like, give yourselves a round of applause. Like, honestly, I was on the edge of my seat. This is the most entertaining season that I was just, everyone came here to play, and everyone just had different strategies. And, like, either one, like, any strategy could have worked. It's just, Luke's just prevailed, but that doesn't undermine all the other strategies. I can't speak right now. Other strategies that people employed. So all of you played smart. You played hard. Don't down yourself. Amazing gameplay through and throughout. A lot of snakes, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of hard gameplay. The final four eliminations, I should say, is probably one of the most memorable I'm going to remember.
Oh, yeah. That one was awful to watch, as I said. Terrible.
I felt bad. Like, I really did not want to vote Rachel, but it was what
you
was
should feel bad, and you should
still feel so bad. Like, y'all don't understand. I don't feel bad, but getting rid of people. Like, I cut throats.
That's why I was so shocked you did it, just because I played with you.
I was like, not Rachel. Like, why would Manny make me do this?
When I tell y'all I was ready to vote anybody, I was voting anybody. I did not care. Price could have got my vote the whole game.
Price is
mine too. If you have some negative steps. What'd you say?
Maybe I wouldn't have voted for Jake, but that's a different reason.
No, Price, like,
I know.
Showed me the next game. I need to just forget the word.
No,
like, if I give someone my word.
It was the end game. Like, that was what was best for me to win. Like,
and it got you further. So, like, I need to not hold people's words so, like, close.
Should have trusted
me. That's feedback for myself.
I do want to say, though, that congrats, Luke, on becoming the 8th winner of Strategic Aspect and the 33rd overall winner in Strategic Aspect, or 34th, I should say. Amazing gameplay, stellar. Like, I know I keep saying these words over and over, but I mean them. When I saw you play this game, how you navigated that, I believe, final 7 vote and then the final 6 vote, you put things out on the table, you made things happen. You fumbled a little bit, but you regained the cycle.
Oh. No, not him.
Luke, your gameplay was so fire that you broke his computer.
Sorry, yeah, I ended up freezing for a moment. I was like, I can't see it. Aw. Sorry, Don.
No, just watching Luke's game, even after being voted out, was so iconic. As soon as I voted out, I was like, yeah, Luke's winning. I literally knew from the moment I was voted out. I was like, okay, I know he's winning.
Jake, so I guess you already answered this. Where did I stand with where did I stand with you? Because you're the one vote I regretted. I'm not saying I wanted to vote out Rachel. That's why I'm saying out Rachel.
Listen.
I didn't want to vote out Jake.
You would have gone way further in the game, and the whole thing would have been flipped around.
Rachel, I was generally blindsided when you were getting votes because I was in that breakout room the whole time. That's what my reaction was. I'm like, what? Rachel? They gunned for Rachel?
Okay. And it was.
See, I wasn't wanting to vote Rachel out. It was just. That was
Price can tell you. I was in that room the whole time.
Listen, I was
Price was the one that brought up Rachel.
Yeah, I wanted Jake to go, but I was in the room with me, my duo, and Jake and his duo. So I couldn't just be like, yeah, let's vote Jake. And so I asked them, who do they want to get rid of? And they said,
hell no. You said, let's vote Rachel.
No,
that's why I reacted.
No. I'm gonna get there, but when I first came in the room, I was like, y'all are already in here. What are y'all thoughts?
Manny, I heard you were panicking in the other room. Is that true? During the Jake vote?
Oh, I'm always panicking. I was always
okay.
Those first 3 rounds, I had nobody. The only person I had was Jake, and even I was like, I think Jake backstabbed me too. Like,
I mean, I was with Manny. I was with you.
I had no idea what I was going to do.
And then you left me in the breakout room. I was trying to
look,
you just
the
left
reason
me.
I left you was because
I'm gonna talk to other
one
people.
vote compared to everybody else, So I was like, damn, I gotta get out of here because if I'm stuck in same thing with Demonica. Demonica was sitting there talking to me, I have to go too.
Yeah,
I feel like if I would play with all of you again,
I gotta go talk to other people.
Same, Jake.
it was just a lot of fun, but I just kind of went with the moment and what was going on. So I don't regret anything. It was a lot of fun, you know. It was just a great season. I think we all played well.
It was fun. It
Absolutely.
was a
I
lot
feel
of
like
fun.
really Bob, like y'all do not
I agree, Sam.
understand how many times I have played this game and come
Grayson's
so
back.
close to fucking winning. It's so annoying.
All right, Grayson's back.
Did you guys see my power go out?
No.
No,
Oh,
No,
I
we
mean,
just saw you
so-
froze.
No, you literally froze and it was over.
I guess they don't want me to speak the truth here. No, Luke, I have to say that one of the best games I've ever seen just played. How you navigated that final 7 vote. You know, maybe you backpedaled a little bit throughout the final 6, final 5, but you were rebounding, and I don't fault you for that. But then the end game was just amazing. But I have to say, as I was watching it, I have to compliment Price as well. Price, you're up there in like SA top tier players, as well as Luke. Even Luke won and killed this season, but Price, even though you didn't win, you're up there with them. So I guess I'm kind of praising you both in the same sentiment. But well, I'll go with Luke first, since you won. Luke, how does it feel to win? I know you were first boot season 6 and to come back and redeem yourself. What's the feeling?
I still cannot believe it, genuinely. Well, just because as the game first started, I realized like some of these people are considered to be some of the best people from SA, like the first series, I guess. I don't really know. And then I was also playing against people who were considered some of the best in SA Revival. And I was the first boot of my season. I didn't even have a shot. I don't even know why I even went home the first time. So I was just coming in completely blind. And, you know, honestly, my strategy was honestly just like, I know it sounds really basic, but I just wanted to avoid, I was quickly realizing that as the season was going on, that it was becoming a lot of grudge matches. And the best move for me was to just have the least amount of blood on my hands as possible, which is why I kept going for immunity as many times as I could. So I could just sit back, play a bit more subtly, and just kind of let other people turn on each other. Because I think the moment for me, sorry, I know that this is completely unrelated to your question about how I feel.
You're all right. You're all right. It's off the cuff.
I do feel really, really great. And I mean, I just have so many feelings right now, but I'll say for me, the moment I realized my strategy was working was, I felt bad because I wanted to work with him more long-term, but it was the time that Jake went home 4-3. Because I had immunity that round. I was like, I'm not going to strategize at all. I'm stepping away. Y'all can have fun. And then I talked to Dominic for the whole voting period. So when the whole fallout of that vote happened, I was completely clean from it. Nobody was looking at me when it came to that vote. Everyone was like, why did you lie to me? Why did you flip the vote? Da, 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 da. So I realized there was a benefit in essentially just kind of, I'll admit I am kind of clueless in my day-to-day life, but I definitely try to play it up here as like I didn't really know what I was doing, but I wanted to make sure that there was always people turning against each other and always had a reason to not trust each other and go to the end with each other. And then when I had the opportunity to strike hard and fast, I did, which sadly happened with the fluky vote, which I knew that was my moment to keep both duos in the game and have them gun for each other hardcore, which is luckily kind of what happened, even though Price did end up targeting Emmy, which I was not expecting, but I guess it kind of ended up saving me anyways, because I ended up being in the middle of 2 duos who didn't really want to go to 4 with each other, I don't think. So
I think that perfectly segues into the next thing I do want to talk about is the twist, the duos twist. I guess this also, I'll ask Price, and Manny can chime in too. Price, do you think the duos twist helped you more, hindered you more, or do you think it was just neutral?
I really don't know. Like I'll go to the end of the game like solo. I felt like I was going to the end of the game solo. I just couldn't get rid of one of my targets because it would hurt me. That's how I felt. Like I felt like I was playing the game like this. Like, oh, there's this big old target I want to take out, but I can't because it's gonna come back at me. Like it, because the thing is, at any point in any other season, I could have, like, if this was a singular season, I could have taken Manny out at any time because I had the numbers. But because me and Manny were tied together, I couldn't take him out. But it also helped me because it kind of lowered my threat level because I could keep saying like, if y'all are gonna beat me no matter what, there's no reason to come for me because I got Manny. Like neither of us are gonna win. Like y'all, it gave me like a couple of cycles. I honestly do feel like it gave me a couple cycles where people like it lowered my threat level. So honestly, it was like a hit or miss. I don't know. I feel like I could have done much better in the end game if I didn't have a duo. But at that point, I couldn't get rid of them.
It was beneficial for me. Highly beneficial for me because once I realized Price had the numbers, all I had to do was manipulate Price enough to keep me, and that was it.
Yeah, Manny had one person to play. I was playing everybody else.
Well, when it came to the strategic forces, obviously you have, the people who finished first, second, and third in Luke, Price, and Manny. But I have to say too, even though you finished fourth, Rachel, the caliber you brought to this season, you rivaled Price, and I love that. Price was just like he was that truck, and you were just like that speed bump with the spikes. I was like, you know what? Fuck you, Price. I'm taking control of this season, and I love that. It was like, such a.
I want to say this.
First thing you could have done, Price, is just bring my name out there. That's when I'm like, all right, now I have to play.
I know. That's one of the reasons why I did it. But once Luke was like the deciding factor in like sending Fluky home, but it would not have happened at all without Rachel like fighting back. Like Rachel like literally fought back and like convinced was fighting for either Amy or Luke to be like, hey, this is your opportunity to make a move. Hey, so at that point I was like, bro, Rachel is fucking up my game. Like I got a strategy, I got a target list, and like I wanted to.
Oh, you were saying, Price?
I was saying what my original strategy is to like, I had a group. I was like, hey, let's work together and let's just get all our duos out and we can just play a regular game. And when it came time, because like Taisha was in that group, when it came time, I was like, fuck, now I got to get out Rachel. Rachel was like, no, you can't get rid of me. I ain't going nowhere. And so I had to find something new to do. Like,
well, I have to say that Rachel, your misting powers is just like off the charts. It's amazing. Just, I mean, there were some strategic reasons why these players kept certain players, but like the way your persuasion was, I think like you had a pull on a lot of these players, and that just speaks to how high of a caliber you're at when it comes to playing these games. One of the best displays I've seen, especially when it comes to social.
I wish I played earlier. But
hey, low key, the old seasons were nuts.
Absolutely.
They like this game, like so far, like I've played a lot of seasons of SA, but like the old games of like SA20 and even SA2K, the long games of people who played this game are the most stressful and most like at your throat games I've ever played.
Oh my God, the 2K game. Let's not even get on that one because that one was insane. I would absolutely relive that game just to.
I would never.
I would.
Hey, listen, I know what I had to tweak
to get that win. Iconic. You know.
Well, hey, season 25 is coming out shortly, and then I am working on an episode, so we're making progress there.
Awesome.
And Austin Ashburn actually commented on that video, so shout out to Austin.
Because I told him I was playing. I love Austin, my bestie.
And then SA2K season 26 will get a release date too, so you will get to relive that. So it's that one's gonna be edit though. That's gonna be very stressful.
Another so close game for me.
Grayson, I want to watch that season so bad. Please.
I do too, honestly. It's my one of my favorites. But
You're welcome.
Have to, okay. So I know I'm going through so many people so fast, but like I'm trying to get to everyone before we end this reunion. But Matt, Fluky.
Grayson.
I mean, there you had highs and lows in this game. It seemed that you were in good, but then your step count was obliterated. You had to build it back up. Then you thought you were in the numbers. but then Rachel calls you out, and then you get accused of things, whether you actually did them or not. You get blindsided, and then I gotta ask you one question. Did you actually puke in the toilet?
No, but I was curled up. So like you brought up the step count, and like I think what we can all agree on. I don't know if you know the pregame shenanigans of my first season where I got first boot. I was so focused on holding this alliance with DeMonica, Miranda, and someone else. What's his name? Gabe? No, not Gabe. Gavin. That's his name. So I was so hyper focused on that, and I've been talking to people, and like, you can't be so hyper focused on the plan. And my plan coming in here is I need that safety right away because I don't need to be a fucking first boot again. Fucking Manny DeMonica goes for safety. Well, that plan's out the window. So I had to be adaptable, and I knew DeMonica was going home fairly soon. So I started taking threes, and me and Price discussed this. We were doing the same thing. So I think one thing I did better was being adaptable this season. But Luke, man, oh my God, just threw a curveball at me, and I was like, whoa. So in my mind, I got rid of that being adaptable because in my mind, I'm like, the numbers don't lie. Rachel needs to go, and then Price needs to go. The numbers don't lie, but it's not all about the numbers sometimes. So maybe next time you see me, I'll get 5th place or something like that. But we're working up there.
I have to say that not only was the strategy just amazing, but you guys were also entertaining. It's like you brought the theatrics, and like it was just so fun to watch. Like, and that's a testament. Like, applaud yourselves for that. It was just you guys can carry a season on your own. It's amazing. And Rachel, I'm curious too. To Manny and Price, were you actually together conspiring behind the scenes, or did you suddenly just come together coincidentally?
Me and Price?
Me and Manny were all on the same page.
Because I know Rachel earlier in the season was like, Price and Manny have something together. And I was wondering the same thing. I'm like,
we were not always on the same page.
We were all on the same page.
Y'all had like a plan.
So what the thing was? Price would tell me names, and I'd vote those names, and then he'd vote the opposite way, trying to make me look like I was on the other side. So when I caught on to that, I was like, nah, you ain't going to get rid of me that easy. So I started taking 6s and stealing from Price.
But at that point, we were forced to work together. At that point, we were forced to work together. At that point,
you had to work with me. You had
so
no
we
other
were
option.
On the same page.
Okay, maybe after the, 4th
Y'all
cycle?
were like in sync. You guys were like in sync.
It was definitely after my vote out.
Me and Manny do think alike.
It was after Jake's. That's when I was like, something's not right.
And my strategy has always been, since I've been doing somewhat decent in these games. I mean, I'm not no freaking Ryan Robinson or anything like that, but my strategy has been.
Hold on.
I'll put my dip on his chill.
But my strategy has always been play with the big dogs, and everyone here was pretty big. But as soon as Price came up to me with a name, I'm like, okay, well, here we go. Let's do it. Let's get rid of Mitchell. And I think I played a loyal game, and I wanted to play with Manny. I think I barely played with Manny a little bit. Not much conversation, but man, like, again, I think Rachel, how strong she was and her defense and everything, it really, it gave Luke that power to screw me up, and I think it was such even though my blindside was crazy, like I really was like, holy shit, right? Like, because it was 12/01 my birthday, and I was like, wow, that's brutal.
That shit was so fucking
but the game, I loved the gameplay so much because I was pissed at Luke for the next 3 rounds, but it was so good. I was so happy Luke was in the final.
No knock to Luke. I wanted Rachel in the final 3 so bad.
But you didn't let me get there.
But I wanted it to be you and Manny. That's what I wanted.
I just want to say, tell Ryan Robinson to play 6 times, and then we'll see who's good.
Oh,
Ryan has never played with me, so I will say this: I respect Manny's game. Manny has taken me out before, so I can respect Manny's game. I can respect the legend that he is. I've played with Jalen. I've played with Dom. I've played with Colleen. I've played with all the legends except for Ryan because Ryan never wants to play again. So I'm gonna be honest, it's looking a little shaky to me.
Grayson, did your power go out again?
Yes, it just did. I'm actually like, I don't know if I should be like concerned or just go with it. I mean,
how are you?
If I get hurt,
it's that Texas power grid, bro.
Probably, yeah.
This cast was amazing too. Let me just say that it was great.
Honestly,
it was a good
Very
time.
good cast.
Honestly, I came into this game thinking, "Oh man, I'm so screwed," because I didn't know any of y'all. Like, I knew Price, I knew Jake, and I know Emmy a little bit. But like, I knew me and Price were not always on the same page, so I already knew that me and him were. I knew Demonica too, but I knew she was mad at me for that. So the only person I really thought I had was Jake, and then y'all voted him out, and I was like, "Well, shit." But I had a lot of fun playing with definitely all you guys, like new faces, like Rachel. It was really nice meeting you, Luke. Same with you. I had a great time playing with both you guys for sure. So,
and when Manny asked me if I knew anybody, I lied. Like, I knew like pretty much everybody. I played with Rachel, I played with Taisha, I played with Matt, I played with Jake, I played with Manny, I played with Emmy, I played with Demonica. Like, the only people I didn't know were Luke.
I played games with Matt before, but I never played an SA game with him. And most of the games that I played with Matt, I was probably like first or second boot. So
no, Price will tell you I'm a freak. I'm a freak.
Like, I've
like
like
a
played
psycho.
like closely with them or closely against them, except for Luke and Mitchell, or what was his name?
Yeah, it was Mitchell.
Mitchell. Yeah, those are the only two people I had like no idea like at all. That's why it was so easy for me to say Mitchell first round.
Price has seen the best and worst of me, man. And you probably got like somewhat of the best tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that we did actually play together in a total drama, but you got booted early because you got into a huge fight with, I forget her name, but I forget her name.
Demonica.
You were on that. You kept saying you were on a total drama game, and I was like, I only know one total drama game, and it's China's, but I didn't remember you.
Yeah, we were on that season. You ended up going early because of a huge.
Yeah, I had gotten in a fight, but I had an idol. I could have protected myself.
Yeah, and then you went home with the idol. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's what happened.
My friends were going out, and they were like, "Let's go." So I was like, okay, let me just, cause a little drama.
I'm about to tell China you did not care about her game like that.
She knows. I told her. I'm a production.
I'll say this much: I think the breakout rooms are great, in my opinion. Like addition to the revival.
So in SA20, we had different calls that we could go into.
Oh my gosh!
Throughout the whole day. So
yeah,
we could jump in those calls anytime and like talk to these people. So we had Dominic on the calls 24/7,
every freaking
sleeping
day.
on the call, waking up on the call, everything. So, like, you think the breakout rooms now are cool? Back then, it was way more intense, way more.
It was
there was a point in the game where me and Dominic pretty much ran SA20 pretty well. And there was a point to the game where we didn't trust each other so much that before votes or before cycles, we would convince each other to listen to smooth jazz to calm our minds for 30 minutes before the cycle. So we weren't out plotting against each other.
I still have the footage, by the way, like over 400 hours of footage, man, like over 21, 22 days of nothing but like all these calls, 3 calls were running 16 hours a day. And then you had other calls that people could do private calls in. It's still on my 20 terabyte hard drive, but yeah,
that's a lot. That's a crazy.
We love a good SA20.
Yeah, it was
SA2K beats that out though. I know it does.
Jake, damn it. I thought I got uncaught from snaking y'all in the first round.
What? Oh, how dare you? How dare you?
I just want to go over this again.
The game,
I just want to go over this again. Cycle 1, Mitchell. That was me. Cycle 2, Demonica. That was me. Cycle
I got a question. Who threw that hinky vote for me?
I did.
I voted Luke. Sorry,
oh my gosh. So I have other than SA or the revival first season, I have never received a vote up until Final 3 in any game that I've played. Except for now, the last 2 revivals.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh, I will admit that that round I did throw a hinky vote for Emmy because I wanted to make them paranoid because they kept talking about how they were getting targeted after the first vote. So I wanted to kind of make them more.
Funny enough, I was going to do the same thing.
Emmy voted for themselves. They told me.
Yeah.
In the second vote.
And that was the deciding vote to kick them out.
I know.
I was thinking about voting Emmy that round too, Luke, because I knew Emmy was getting frustrated. I thought Emmy was a little frustrated about that first vote, so I wanted to keep Emmy frustrated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't want Emmy to go home. If it tied somehow, I would have voted out Demonica. But at that time, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm safe. it seems like everyone's going in on DeMonica. I can just throw out this hinky vote and make it look like, oh, there's people still trying to come after them and make that vote and be like, oh, don't worry, Emmy, I still got you. Because Emmy never really turned against me, even when it was down to both of us at 6 and they were talking about who to split the vote between.
I'm still mad at that. Like, I should have kept Emmy.
I'm so worried.
I don't know why. I was like, Rachel was like, let's get out Luke. And I was like, nah, y'all should do Emmy.
I think everyone was in the
Luke
call.
like every round. I was like, Luke.
And I kept saving Luke for no reason. That's so annoying.
I don't know why you
Monica
were.
was having me shake in my boots the first round.
I was like, thank God I don't know DeMonica like that.
I thought y'all were going to vote me out the first round.
Oh my God, I loved DeMonica when she went off immediately. I literally sat
you
there,
guys got to go watch SA20 and watch DeMonica versus Jalen. That is the best.
Grayson, I would have been so upset if I went home because of DeMonica the first round. I had the smallest feeling that I was going home again. I was like, oh no.
Well, Monica literally had the most perfect plan to vote Jalen out first boot and accidentally voted herself out.
I have to say that with these, like, there is like something great to these revival seasons. Like each season just gets more strategic and more like gameplay oriented, and it's so amazing to just watch like the evolution. Just because you guys are like the players are getting smarter and smarter, trying new things, new avenues, and that's why like I had to say this season was probably like on like just on a strategic level, probably the best so far out of the revival eras, and it's definitely getting up there. These newer seasons are definitely like getting up there with SA20 and SA2K. So anyone who plays these new seasons, like it's a new ball game. It's much faster. So be prepared.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
And I think the twists and all that are great.
Listen, I will be back a third time. And when I come back, I'm getting my win. Like, I'm so serious. Like, this is so annoying.
Not if we're on the same season price. Sorry.
This is so annoying. Like, y'all do not understand. I was on season 1. I was at final 3 again and, like, pretty much guaranteed the win. And then, once again, like, some random, like, shit happens. And, whoops, nope, Price, you're not.
Way to go, Luke. Way to go.
Yay!
Like, it wasn't as bad as this season. Like, this season, I literally lost to a randomizer. Like, bruh.
Oh, my heart dropped for the first season price. That was awful.
I was like,
Price, was there a way you could game the auction though? Like, was there, if you didn't put 25, could you put something smaller and then,
I mean, I probably could have like been closer and like I didn't have to go 25. I could have like put 0 and like let Luke win, and I might have like had enough steps to like beat him then, but I guaranteed myself a win by getting immunity and voting Luke out. That's what I was going for, the guaranteed W and not the maybe.
Yeah, I'll be honest. This may have been a dumb move, but I think in my head at the time is I wanted to make sure no matter what, either I had immunity and secured myself for 2, and I knew that no matter what, you or Manny were going to take the hit, or if you ended up going 0, which I did think would be possibly happen because you wouldn't dock yourself a bunch of points and take the hit if Manny left. What I would have done then probably is, I think I probably would have tried to destroy immunity and get Manny to flip on you if you still had like a high amount of points, and then pitch like, oh, you have a better shot at beating me than him at this point because I'm docked 25. I don't know if Manny would have listened to me though. Maybe he wouldn't have, but that was my. If you ended up not,
I would have had to have seen the step counts at that point.
Yeah, I don't know.
At that point, I felt like the steps were enough that Price would have been a lot more secure because he would have not dropped 50. So he still would have been. I think he still would have been in the positives, and I definitely would have been in the negatives still. So I knew that I was going to be the better contender to take at that point.
If it came down to me having no option but to give someone the win, I would have gave it to Price.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I knew that too. So I was like,
But I don't like to do that, so I was doing whatever I could to
win. Manny was gonna play until the last second. So like I respect that. I was just like,
I mean, that's honestly that's what I did in 24 with me and Jake. And it worked out. So I mean,
I was
I
trying.
got my money. That's all I cared about.
I was trying to convince Luke, like, not to steal. Like the first,
Really?
like the first round.
I do that. I do that every single time. If I have the option to, I'm gonna convince you not to.
Right. And so if I could have gotten him not to steal twice, I would have had a chance to win. But I could only get him to not steal once.
Not everyone can have a Jake.
Yeah.
Well, what could I say? I was just listen, I was willing to just accept the money. I didn't really care. I was like, okay, I need money. Is Grayson still here? Because I had a question for him.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Rachel. Nice playing with you. Nice meeting you.
Good game. Congrats again, Luke. Yes, Jake, you're awesome. Luke, it's always fun playing with you. Price, same. Manny, hopefully we play a game together because.
Well, I am announcing my retirement from SA today, so.
Yeah, I feel like this is my last season.
This is it for me for at least a while.
Yep.
And they're gonna be back on All Stars.
Listen,
I have played too many, and this was my time to catch up to Dominic. And since I didn't do it, I don't need to play as much. So,
good job.
You did great,
old man.
I tried.
I really thought me and Manny were gonna run the table. Like I really did.
We could have. We still kind of did.
Still kind of did. I don't know.
Is Grayson still here?
Yeah.
Grayson.
His power keeps going in and out, so he might have went out.
Yeah, but also I'm gonna go. Like I'm sleepy. I've been trying to take a nap all day. Like I was like knocked out when the game started. And I was like y'all saw me when I first came on. Like I was dark. I don't know, t-shirt. I was sleep slumped. I'm like I'm ready to go back to sleep. All right, it was fun. I'll see y'all.
Yeah, see you, Price.
It was fun. It was fun to play with you again, Price.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Okay.
Good job, Luke. Thanks for the birthday present.
I don't know if you ever wonder how old are you turning?
Birthdays aren't special anymore. Just 22. So we're that's it.
It should be a special day. I hope you have a very special birthday.
Oh my God.
Happy birthday,
Luke. You're a Leo?
Yes.
Oh my God, me too. My birthday on the 6th.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
So
is that Grayson?
I'm having a lot of like issues right now with the power. I had to like make sure my phone's charging before my laptop dies because my phone's about to die. So yeah.
I had a question. What were you gonna say about me?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I was able to address everyone in the call except for Jake. So Jake, you come from the olden days, from SAO Classic. God. Now transitioning to the newer format, the newer era. What's the difference? How does it feel compared to the older version?
I was prettier and I looked great on camera. The lighting was hitting just right. And it was a lot of fun. I don't care that I necessarily didn't do as good. Like it was just a lot of fun. And as I said, I came in to be messy and chaotic, and that's exactly what I did. I wanted to vote out my partner first just because that's what, that's what was heading my way. Fluky, you had to go and mess that up. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Emmy's a brother from New Jersey, all right? You don't fuck up with the Northeast gang, all right?
Hey, listen, Emmy and I have met up and hung out 3 different times. Emmy came here and I went to New Jersey twice for a week twice.
When you come into Philly?
I've been to Philly with Emmy.
Well, shit.
Emmy's like my bestie for the resty, along with Austin.
Okay, as I was saying before you got blacked out, Grayson, this is my curtain call for SA, my retirement game. So I'm going to taking a break from SA for a while. This was my 6th game, and it was my last chance to catch up to Dominic, and I didn't do it. So maybe hit me up for the coaches season. Who knows?
Hey, and then I'll have to get you in. I'll have to make you play the game that way. Press a button, reset, and then you're in the game against your will. But no.
Oh my gosh, the way I just did a coach's season on my simulators.
But it's been an honor, and I'm so thankful that I got to play this game this many times. So
I'm thankful for you, Manny, for you coming in and playing this game as hard as you have and just pioneering strategies, evolutions, and being a top tier player. You're up there with the greats. Like, you are one of the greats. And I'm blessed to have you play this game and you just master it. And you be a prime example of what people should look up to when it comes to playing this game. So
appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. I really do.
Yep. Always. It's always an honor. So, but that's it for me, guys. I'm going to bed. Nice playing with you guys.
It was amazing playing with you, Manny.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Manny.
Nice to play with you again, Manny, as you know.
Jake, you know it's always there.
Yep.
Right, see you guys.
Good night, Manny.
Night.
Good night.
Grayson, it was great meeting you finally. The first time I didn't want to go on the call, so.
Understandable. It happened. So, no, it's great meeting you, Matt.
You never met Grayson?
No, I mean, I haven't played SA original, and I played SA Revival. I was salty that night.
So crazy.
Hey,
I've known Grayson.
Can I play a game without Demonica? I think that might be it.
Well, I mean, I mean, maybe.
I'm putting it out there. I think that's the bad luck charm for me. I love Demonica.
If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It just, I can't deliberately cast around players.
I know. I'm joking. I'm joking with you.
Who knows? Matt, I mean, hey, next, even for Jake, or for Luke, next time could be the charm, and we can end up seeing a 1-time, 2-time, 3-time winner. You never know.
Listen, I was blessed to win my first season. And that's how I feel.
I'm just gonna be glad that I got it once. I'm just grateful that I went from first boot to winning. I did not think that was
You played a stellar game. Watching it live, after I got voted out, I just, as I said, when I got voted out and I started watching the game, I literally knew from that moment you were winning. Like, I felt it in my gut. So you played a really great game, and honestly, don't discredit yourself. You did really good, and
just adaptability.
Soak it in, Luke. This is a really fun game. As I said, I won season 4 of this original game, and back then, like it was just insane. So congrats to you. You deserve it. Don't discredit yourself, and wear it as a badge of honor. Congratulations.
Yeah. I am very, very proud and very grateful. I'm just I am so beyond grateful because, like I said, when I went home, I was like, well, everyone probably thought it was stupid. And I went out first. And then immediately, strategic aspect was like, we loved you. You were great. I was like, I thought everyone thought I was an idiot because I went home almost unanimously. And I still don't even know why I went home. Because I didn't show up to the reunion. Maybe I would have gotten answers then. But same thing for Fluky. I was super bitter. At first I was laughing it off, and then I went off the call and I was like, man, fuck this shit. And I just laughed and I just went out for the night. But I'm genuinely just in shock and so grateful, especially because everyone here was so lovely and so wonderful. And also just very established people and players. Jake has a good point. I am somebody who has a bit, I tend to be a bit hard on myself and have low self-esteem about stuff, but I am really proud to have somehow been in the end game with some of the most, they said it themselves, some of the most manipulative people to ever play this game. And to beat both of them it is crazy. Even if regardless of how people feel, I do think it is insane that I do manage to do that at the end when people probably didn't expect it to be happening. But I am proud of my game. I think I am, because I feel like if we had this reunion tomorrow, I would be much more articulate with where my game was, because I feel like watching it live, I look like a total mess. But I think I should probably I think I might just go through my game, and if we have time. Do we have time?
I mean, go for it. Yeah. I mean, just
oh yeah. I mean, I'll keep it quick. Oh
yeah, go for it.
Yeah, basically, I mentioned it before, but basically coming in as soon as we came into round one and DeMonica was throwing shit at Price, I realized super quickly this was a game of grudge matches and everyone was playing with pairs, whether to take out their partner or work with their partner. So when there was an opportunity to cut my partner from the get-go, I didn't want to do it, but I also knew that we were the least connected to everybody in the cast because several people had said before the vote that me and Mitch were the least two known people in the cast. Apparently, Mitch, I don't know if I was going to be the target when it came to whether Emmy or I was the vote, maybe, and Mitch said no. I don't really know. But I knew that ultimately I had to preserve myself because I think you asked a question about whether or not pairs hindered people's games. I think the fact that my partner went home right away allowed me to not even have to think about that component at all. And I could just play the entire game however I wanted because no matter what, I never had to think about, oh, how is this person leaving going to affect me? At that point, I just had to stay alive and get to the end. And again, my strategy just relied on not getting blood on my hands and avoiding making decisions as much as possible. Like I stray voted for Emmy. I kept winning immunities and going all in on winning these things to keep myself off the block. So everyone else could turn against each other and get angry at each other, which is what ended up happening. Because at the end, everybody was pissed at everybody, but nobody was looking at me because nobody was angry with anything I did because I was never voting. And if I was, I just stray voted and acted like I was completely out of the loop. Until the end, when it came to Fluky's boot, when that was the chance I wanted to keep both duos in to keep them against each other. And I knew Fluky could ride the middle because that's what I was seeing up to that point. So taking him out and going to the end with Emmy, I think also was a good strategy, also motivated by the fact that me and Fluky were first boots versus the fact that Emmy was already a much more established player than I was. I think the fact that I was also the first boot and the rookie of the end game made me look a lot better. Because when it came to Final Six, again, it was going to be me or Emmy went home. Rachel pitched me, but they realized Emmy was a bigger threat because they had a reputation of already being a great player. So when it came to 4, all I had to keep doing, Final 5 and Final 4, I think I was immune at 5. No, I wasn't immune at 5. I just threw Taisha under the bus in order to save myself because, again, I wanted to play idea of still playing the middle and I was a non-threat. I kept trying to play up the idea that I was really clueless and unaware of what was going on, but I was really lasered in on dynamics. I just didn't want to strike without getting people mad. But I knew when it came to taking, this sounds kind of mean. I'm really sorry, Fluky. But I knew that if I took Fluky out, no one was going to get really pissed about it. I mean,
that was the turning point for your game. Yep.
No, I agree with that. I mean,
because whenever somebody went home, there was always a huge argument about it. But when I explained why I sent Fluky home, Price was like, oh, okay. And immediately understood. You know what I mean? And originally, it would have worked because me, Emmy, and Fluky would have voted together to send home Rachel. But that didn't end up happening. But it didn't matter at that point because no matter where I was looking, people still felt like I was the least threatening probably of that group. Even though, I had ended up spearheading the Final 6 elimination. But again, I think Price brought up a really good point of how he orchestrated a lot of the eliminations.
I just think they underestimated you.
Yeah, like my strategy was to not be running votes and not trying to strong arm people. My goal was always to avoid being a target, get blood off my hands, get other people angry at each other, and keep people who are still going to have conflict. And when it came to actually getting rid of somebody, it was somebody who, alongside me, didn't have the strongest relationships of the cast and didn't have the most threatening reputation. So by the Final 6, everyone else was a more dangerous player than I was. So my strategy was really predicated on undermining my threat level, not getting people upset, not just like playing nice with everyone and acting clueless and getting blood off my hands. Again, I didn't think I had a great shot of winning even coming in because I thought I was playing against really great people. But the first time I was like, oh, maybe I do have a shot was when Jake went home 4-3. Because although I do think Fluky was the time that my end game started, like the Fluky vote was the reason my game really took off. But with Jake's elimination and everyone immediately going at each other, I was like, okay, this was the right move because no one's looking at me and no one's relying on me as a vote. I think I'm gonna kind of criticize Price here a bit. He was like, oh, I had control over everyone. Oh, I had this and I had these connections. But I think what helped my game was being a complete outlier as much as possible. I was in my opinion, my strategy was just everyone was so tightly knitted and nightly so tight knit. My goal was to be a complete outlier and just an easy rando who no one would even really consider, because Price had all these other connections and I didn't have anybody. So I just made myself the outlier of that one person who's just nice and joking around. I even joked with, the one time someone was like, Luke, I have a question. It was Emmy, and they asked if I like pastels or neon. Like, no one was really pressing me about game, which is what I needed, because I knew as soon as I put myself in the hot seat, it would have been easy to send me home because I didn't have those connections. So,
can I say something?
Oh yeah.
I think not hurt, most disappointing. I'm not mad at you because you won, right? I think I was trying to make it clear to you and Emmy non-directly, I want to work with you guys because I kept asking, I want to hear from Luke and Emmy,
Yeah.
And I wish I could have told you my game plan, but you won, so there's no alternate path here, right? But I said, I would have gone for Price right after that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is I know hard to say, hard to believe, but I would have done it, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know that you wouldn't have gone after me, and I would have loved to go with you to the end because as soon as I saw there was another first boot, I was like, I want the first boots to go to the end. I would love that. But when it came to that final 7, I realized both pairs had so much animosity against each other that I realized my best option was either send.
You well played. I was just a victim of circumstance. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, it was just I gotta get rid of one of the two people so I can play the middle like I want to. Yep. So it had for Emmy, and I felt like Emmy and I. Because I think it was just a small pastels or neon question that made me say, okay, Emmy's just valuing me.
Yeah, exactly.
Not much of a player, seeing me as much of a threat.
And honestly, that Price move would have benefited me the most because I was at 0 steps, which was the lowest, I think. So but I would have sold it to you like a bologna to a vegetarian. You know what I'm saying? So
I did have an understanding of what the. I definitely understood that it would have I do understand the benefit of you, me, and Emmy going to the final 3 and getting rid of the duos because I think both duos could have won in different circumstances.
Well, no, I would have won it. I would have won it Manny at the end. So ideally, because what I was going to sell to you guys, listen, Manny's never going to be unsafe at this point and I sure told all y'all you don't have the balls to match the step count or go negative 25, and that's true. No one had that at that point because everyone was concerned because I saw everyone was in positive steps, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, what I was gonna say is listen, Rachel and her duo. I always keep forgetting her name. I'm so sorry. What's her name again?
Taisha.
I don't want to get it wrong. That's why. I just don't want to mispronounce.
I don't think people should sleep on Taisha though because she did
she got me. Well, you got me, but her tiebreaker got me too because she foreshadowed that. You know what I'm saying? So what I would have said is listen, let's get Rachel out now because they both have a high step count, right? And then at that point, hey, Manny's going to have negative steps and we can all benefit from that. When in all reality, I'm going to benefit from that because I would have sold to other people, hey, everyone else has higher step counts, so it's beneficial if you, so. But no, you won, so there's no. I think for me personally, I'm in the same boat with you, I don't like creating drama like I used to, and Jake hasn't played a game with me, I don't think, on call, but I used to be a guy who just picks fights all the time and everything, and I feel like I do have a lot to prove. I do have self-confidence issues, just I wouldn't say just you because I don't know you, but every game I always have self-confidence issues, and I don't, I did. I'm not gonna say this live on YouTube because it's live, but I did tell Dominic of a situation that happened.
It's not live. It ended.
Oh, are you sure? Because, all right, well, I went through a tough breakup before I went to boot camp because I'm sure Grayson remembers. I was going to boot camp the next day or so after my first boot season. So every game I played, I'm always I feel you on that. You have so much self-confidence issues and that. I told Dominic before this game, if I'm not the same at all tonight, that's why. You know what I'm saying? I went through a tough breakup and I went through boot camp in the Army. You know what I'm saying? So it's I'm glad I played this game because those two social environments of A, going through a breakup and then B, going through boot camp, it's crazy. And I'm glad I got to resume and play better than the first time. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get that. You nailed it. You made me proud. So otherwise, I'm like, fuck you, Luke. That was such a stupid move. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, honestly, a huge reason I wanted to win, especially at the end, was because I felt really guilty about really going after people. So I was like, I know that they're probably not happy with me at the moment, but I want to win to show that making this move and taking this person out was ultimately worth it. Because I would be very disappointed myself if I made that move and their sacrifice just felt senseless. Like, for example, if for some reason I destroyed immunity at 3 and then they just voted my ass out, like, it would have.
But even then, I wouldn't have been mad at you. Like, I genuinely thought, because me and Emmy talked on Zoom, I was really pissed. But if you were 5th, I would have been pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But once I saw you were in the final 4 or final 3, I was like, oh, okay, I can't be mad at Luke. You know, he made it this far. So you did it. You know,
you guys just seem like some besties.
It was just a situation of circumstance for me. So
yeah, again, I think if the duos ended up breaking up earlier, I would have ended up like gravitating towards you. But I just knew that I had to play on the whole conflict happening between both sides and people accusing each other. And I knew that you and Emmy were really the two people riding the middle at that point, and I had to get rid of one of you in order to.
I should have gone for safety. Wasn't it a low bid that round or a semi-low bid? I think.
I don't think.
You were about to get safety. I remember you were really close, but you were not picked first.
I backed off.
I don't know.
You were at like 27. You were literally almost there.
I think there's a bid. I think the round I went was pretty low, but we'll look at the voting chart eventually. So
I have how many immunities did I get or safeties? I had 1, 2, I think 3.
Yeah, you did.
Grayson, okay. I also think we're forgetting the way that Luke presented safety bids.
Luke, yes. Oh my gosh.
You forgot about that. Come on.
There's just so much to cover with this season. It's so complex.
Luke's hands are protected from the sun.
I know. I think when the season was ending, it was all like peeling off. It was so gross.
Luke, I have to say, I think that's why you won, because you use sunscreen. Okay, that's the secret. Like,
I think a big
protect yourself from getting burned.
I do think a big lesson is skincare does matter. I'm a hypocrite because my face is crusty as hell. I stopped doing skincare stuff. I got to get back on it. But no, yeah, I was like, because he always says pen and paper, and both times I just didn't do it, and I never learned. Because both times I was like, I'm not gonna need it, and then of course I freaking needed it both times that I played. First time, I mean, it was different because the first time I was playing on my computer, so I could just type into something on my phone and then show it to the camera. But my computer was not working this time, so I was like, shit, I have to play the whole game on my phone. So I didn't have anything, and I couldn't like screen share or anything. So my only option was I was like, what the fuck do I have to write with? And then I saw the logo. I was like, guess this is what I'm just gonna do. I wish I had realized that I had the water bottle to write on earlier instead of writing on my skin like 3 different times and smearing it all over myself. But I don't know.
I mean, definitely the most creative thing I've seen in this game. So as of recent, at least.
I mean,
I gotta go, guys. Luke, I love you. No hard feelings.
I love you too.
Grayson, finally meeting you on the other.
I hope to get to know you better in the future.
Oh
somehow.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll
and then Jake, keep making that music, all right?
Oh, bestie, thank you again. You know, as I said, you're both seem like besties, so obviously keep in touch. I'm a pretty private person, so I can't lie. I'm terrible at being the first one to be like, hey.
That's fair. I'm the exact same way.
Peace out, guys.
Just know, I think you're all cool. I've enjoyed it. And I hope you guys have a great night. Okay, y'all?
You too.
You too, guys.
Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.